going, guys? And welcome to RC Cincy. Today we have the axial SCX 24. This is a 124 scale licensed bronco with lights, of course. I did the full unboxing, initial thoughts, giving you all the details and kind of going over everything. So please check out that video. So I made a little makeshift testing ground. Yes, I know it's not the best one, but I am going to spend more time and actually create a little smaller off-road track for it. I do have something larger, but the rocks are like way bigger than the vehicle. There's no way to crawl. It is definitely for the 110 scale crawler. The room is kind of a mess. It was to the point where I couldn't even walk in here, and I got rid of a lot of stuff. A lot of this stuff goes in the other room, but we had parties and stuff, and some of the stuff had to go in here, like her keyboard and the exercise machine, and a couple other things. Yes, I sold the full gaming desktop system. Now I'm doing a full laptop system. Check that out on the channel. I went through 2 changes. I think that was really interesting. I am starting a huge 3D printing project with the bulldozer, so stay tuned for that and tons of other videos. We bought some new accessories and hardware. She's using some of it in the other room as well. Channel stuff, new products, all you name it, we have it on the channel, so stay tuned for all that. So the axial, sorry, I ADD real bad. The axial is pretty cool. I've been doing testing, kind of figuring out the suspension, how does it drive, how does it perform, how durable is it, and we'll kind of talk about that as we're going through the course. So this right here is kind of a test to test its how hot, steep of an approach angle. Can it climb? That's no problem. We'll go back. We'll increase it to about right here. And that looks like nothing, but that, look at that. That's a lot for a vehicle. So let's go ahead and that drag brake is so good. And look how slow you can go with this. That's what really makes it a really nice crawler. It has its weaknesses and has its pluses, and we'll kind of discuss that here in a second. Let's increase the pitch to about right here. I think this was its limit right when it got up to the llama. Yes, a llama bag was its limit. So let's, I can't remember. I've been messing around trying to make a nice little course for it, trying to figure stuff out. You see the front of it kind of lifting a little bit. So let's go ahead and increase it to this much. I think this is where it's gonna, maybe I blasted it too fast before. It's all about going the right speed and just allowing the car to just pull itself up slowly. Yep, there's its limit. See how it's tipping back? That's its limit. Right about, let's go down a little bit. I think it could do this. That is its limit. I tell you, look at that front end. That is its limit. And that's a lot to do with the suspension. The suspension rebound is bouncy. That is the biggest downside to this, is it's kind of bouncy. Now, the body is a little bit top heavy. It's not the worst I've seen, but I think a lot of that can be fixed with, of course, the upgrades and many accessories this has, and it can be tuned. So let's go over this. This is like nothing, but oh, this one's pretty cool right here. So the objective is to, let me go up, kind of go over it. So the objective is to keep the front tires on this rail. Let me show you. I wonder if I could reverse onto the pole. That'd be cool. Oh, yeah, you can. Ooh, man, you can do some really fun, like... and you can, like, correct very small increments, and it makes a world of difference for this little truck. So my mission was to try to ride onto this with 2 wheels up on it all the way around. So let's see if I can do that. And then you got to cut it sharp here. You don't want to go too sharp, right? Come on, drag brake. Oh, don't let me down, drag brake. And I know it's gonna. And that's a roll right there. Of course, that was at a very, very extreme angle. I wonder if it can go over that without rolling. Ooh. Ah, no bueno. So another hard thing is going to be getting onto that and going down it. It seems like it has a lot of crawling. Like this little motor has plenty of power for this chassis. They probably, I'm sure they have a bigger, more powerful motor or a brushless motor. I could almost guarantee it. I mean, it really doesn't need it. I already know what upgrades I would do. Of course, if they have it, I didn't look into it. Oh, it'll crawl up that. Impressive. Will I get the back end over it? Come on, Betsy. Come on, baby. Let's get. Oh, no. The key is to get the back tire up on that part over there, so I got to get over it. And then turn, and then allow both wheels to. Nope. Nope. Oh, wait, can I push this side down? That's not going to end well. Never mind. So you really need to get out some cardboard and some different size like blocks or something that can raise it and do like elevations and find small rocks that are clean. Maybe build an indoor track. It just takes a lot of time to build a smaller one. It's easier, I think, to build a bigger one. Nope, not gonna happen. Let's go ahead and pretend like that back wheel got on there because there's no room under there. See if having that back wheel on that gray post back there is going to be the difference. I think that's the difference I wanted to achieve. Let's see. No, that's not going to help it either. So let's do that. I think it's too narrow for this. That's kind of the challenge. It's just so good at slow crawling. It's unbelievable. And I noticed when you turn too aggressive, the wheel will rub on the fender. So I don't know if there's little things you can adjust the suspension like. So on this task, you have to keep the wheels above the gold sticker line. So you kind of need to, too much of an angle. Oh yeah, sometimes you need a little brute force. Is she gonna roll? Maybe. Yep. It's a little top heavy. There's my Franklin. Hi, baby. Hi, Frank. He does not like RC cars and especially drones. He'll hide. I think a little car like this won't intimidate him as much. Watch out, baby. So you see, look, listen. It's not a rub that's going to wear anything, I don't think. It's going to slow the motor down. It's going to create a little bit of drag for the motor. It seems like it's mainly to one way, maybe because it's adjusted more that way. Not 100% sure. He's trying to steal a paint tray. Let me put that back. It's my wife's. So honestly, this thing does have some really good potential, but also has some downfalls. But this can be fault. To me, I could tell you right now, the biggest weaknesses and the biggest strengths. Strength, slow crawl capability, powerful enough motor for the platform, battery size, and the way it's a pancake, the way it lays in there, will not affect as much as other batteries do. So where the battery's located is not bad at all. The power system, this little all-in-one seems to be working really, really good. It has capability, pretty nice capability. It does seem to be able to bind. I don't know what protocol, being Horizon Hobby, I'm not sure what protocol it uses. Of course, you could technically do your own ESC and your own receiver, but that's going to add size and weight depending on. They do have other combos as well. Not sure if it's waterproof or water resistant, either the servo or the electronics. Didn't say anything about that, so I'd be very aware of that. The motor has plenty of power. I don't know if there's a brushless version, but this thing has more than enough power for at least what I was doing with it. A lot of the problems were it rolling. So it is kind of high. If you look at the height. It does have travel, because if you go lower, it's going to be rubbing the wheels even more. So it does have nice travel. But most of the problems you're getting is due to the suspension being so bouncy and not having that slow rebound. Look how playful that is. See that? I think that's its biggest weakness, period. If you can solve that, you have a monster of a crawler. It's still good, and I could still conquer indoor courses, but I noticed a lot of the guys will buy a lot of metal parts for it. Add a little bit of weight. The frame is metal, but everything else is plastic. You add a little weight that way. I don't think you need to go as far as adding like brass weights into axles or hubs or whatever. I don't even know if they have that for something this small. But by just replacing all these parts with metal, it'll add weight to the lower part of the vehicle. Being a pancake battery, it's about as low as it gets. I think the position, the balance of it. So it's definitely rear biased. Which you may add weights to the front. You can easily adjust that with adding weights somewhere like under here would be the best place, right under this, as low as possible, even on the axle or in the bumper, on the inside of the bumper where you can't even see it, like little lead weights or metal, however you want to do it. The servo seems to have enough power. It's responsive. It does have dual rates. I don't know what he's doing. He's like trying to drag some picture away, of course. I've noticed that you can go slow, very incremental, and you got the power. It will pull itself one way or the other. It looks like it does. The only disappointing thing is I wish I had something for the like a throttle adjustment to where well, no, it's got one if it's creeping forward, but like a throttle dual rate maybe. Really doesn't need that because it does go very slow and very fast. It does have reverses. You can bind this transmitter technically to a similar protocol. It does have, however, have a steering dual rate, so you can adjust how aggressive the steering is on the transmitter. It does have a little hole right there for a leash so you don't drop it and break it. It did come truly ready to run with the actual batteries. Let me move this up. For the actual batteries for everything. So it is a true ready to run. Even with the body down, like I said, it seems to me to be biased towards the back. Like the back is definitely heavier. And that's going to cause, when you're on a steep climb, to want to kind of go back even more. And especially the suspension being bouncy is not doing it any favors. So number one upgrade, suspension. These right here, my friends. They'll probably have a fancy slower rebound, oil filled or nicer, smoother spring, something to dampen it, to slow it so it's not so bouncy and springy. I guarantee they have something like that. That would be my first upgrade. Looks like there's just a couple screws holding on. Look like it would be a very, very easy to do repair. I think it gave you a couple Allen keys and like a couple spare parts, a couple like half shafts or whatever. So it gave you some spare parts. Spare parts. The gearing is perfect because you can go nice and slow and you can boogie when you need to. So it can make a little bit more funner crawling. But of course the suspension, when you start going fast, it would just start bouncing all over, all crazy. So keep that in mind. I like the fact that the tire is an actual functional, like you could take this tire and replace one of them. These aren't broken. These tires I think will be better, a little bit better with breaking out. I think they'll pooch a little more, grab a little better. They're still brand spanking new, and it was cold outside. I technically had this outside, and I rolled the crap out of it on those rocks, and every single mark on this wiped right off. This body is durable. I don't think it's painted. I think it's literally like molded out of this color. It's like the plastic itself is this color, so the paint's not going to chip. It's going to be much more resistant to scratches, damage. I think it is. Don't quote me. Let's see. Yep, because they definitely wouldn't paint the inside. They wouldn't, by the way. So, yeah, so it was molded like that. That's amazing. You see that bounce I was talking about right there? See that? That's what's going to get you in trouble. But the body is stout. The motor is stout enough. The receiver and combo seems to be working fine. No breakup, no weird. Anything is just smooth. This has a lot going for it. Yes, it's kind of pricey, but you're getting a lot for the price. And the aftermarket support for Axial is incredible as far as parts, accessories, you name it, you get it. They actually have a figure in here. Just small little details like that make a huge difference. Actually using licensed bodies, that's greatly appreciated because they look exactly as is. Throwing as, you know, sponsorship for like a tire knitto or whatever, like little details like that. This actually turns, and you can remove these. These are for like lifeguards or like emergency things. These will actually come off, and then you turn it back to hold them back in place. Like, I'm noticing more and more little details like that. The mirrors actually reflect. The windows are lightly tinted. I mean, just little details like that make a world difference. The light buckets in the front are actually really high quality, very good looking lights. Look at that. So yeah, it's turned out to be a really nice vehicle. Like I said, if you're going to put any money into this, the only money probably you should or want to, at least in the beginning, that's going to cost you anything. The weights, you can add weights to this for free. Like get some lead. Get like some small little lead weights, cut them up, put a little dab of hot glue like an inside of the front rail right here, which is lower to the body. It'll add weight to the front, but is the suspension. These four things right here, I would replace them with something oil, less springy, or less slower rebound. There might be even adjustable ones. I don't know how good they can get this size. I know for that thing over there, you can pretty much get just about anything you want. So keep that in mind. I did crawl it outside, and I got it on a white mouse pad. That's really bright. So yeah, it's just really blown me away. Just the way everything works, just the geometry, just the fluidness of it. Yeah, sorry, it's rubbing on the back wheels. That's why I was making that noise. And there is a point where if you turn too much, it will rub. But just the capabilities of that. I mean, it's just so good. There's big trucks that have way better, like not way better trucks, but there's big trucks that cost a lot more that can't crawl as good as this for its size. Now each size has its own bracket. Kind of hard to do one-handed with short little fat fingers like mine. It is doable. I mean, look at that power. It's got so much little torque for this size of a vehicle. It's just unbelievable. And this mouse mat is not that easy to move. So that just tells me, being brushed, it can burn out if you're really rough on it. Eventually, with time, brushed motors do wear out. I'm sure something could possibly break. That drag brake is so good. I was like on top of this playhouse back there, crawling on the roof. It was absolutely incredible. That's where I probably should have shot my video instead of in here. I apologize. And then obviously go to like actual course, because a lot of hobby shops like Hobby Villa and Hamilton Hobbies will actually have crawler tracks, especially for the little ones. Some even have the 110 scale track. I know Hamilton Hobbies does. So what I'm trying to basically say is this thing is pretty incredible out of the box. One upgrade for sure. The rest, once that upgrade's done, it'll kind of show other characteristics that may need to be worked on. But I think doing that would make an incredible difference on this machine. and would just make it pretty cool crawling. I know someone else will be like, oh, well, I don't like that servo, it doesn't have enough strength. To me, it's fine. The tires are fine. They still need to break in. The body looks incredible. Do I need lights in the back? No. If I need to add weights, I have little LED things I can cut up and hide them in places where you won't see them underneath something, you know what I mean, as low as possible to the center of gravity, and be done with it. Like, I'm not going to buy some metal thing because it doesn't need that strength and that yeah, it looks nicer. Yeah, I'll add weight technically and look nicer. Yeah, maybe get it on some scales, a balancing thing, and just see how you want to balance this truck. Like, there's just a lot of things you can do yourself that don't cost anything. Maybe adjusting some stuff, maybe rebuilding some stuff, checking angles, checking just everything, making sure it's dialed in the way you like. So that's what these trucks are about, is just the customization is incredible. So I think I went with a great truck. I don't know if other bodies are more top heavy than other ones. I don't know. The compression is incredible. Like, it has plenty of travel. I mean, look at that. Like, that body will travel enough. And it seems to be able to turn when it's actually, like, flexing and stuff. It will be limited, obviously, depending on the clearance of the wheel. It does rub in certain scenarios, so keep that in mind. Having that new suspension connection right there, what could even give it more travel, like more compression and expansion. So keep that in mind. That will change some stuff on it. So I'm thinking that's the most important upgrade for me. That's the only one I'm going to do and go from there. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I think that's going to make a world of difference. These lights are extremely bright. Didn't even have the other one on. Like, and it kind of spills into the other light. It makes the yellow part right here look like it's illuminated. So that's a nice, cool little accident kind of thing, probably. Maybe they did intentionally. But just really impressed. I don't know about runtime and that stuff. It just depends on, you know, how hard you're on it, how long you run it. Like, it can really climb up some tough problems. See that body too, like tilt like that? That's just suspension. It needs to be dampened and rebound so much slower, especially if there's like a hole here and you want to get across it. Just having that quick springy rebound will cause more problems than anything. So yeah, and it will keep it having, not necessarily be as tall, that doesn't matter, but having a slow articulation rebound will just control this body, the truck, much better as well. So that's what I'm gonna do and see what happens, and watch me be wrong, not need that, but that's just my opinion on the matter. So there you have it, guys. The kind of short-term review. It needs to be put through more paces. Honestly, I spent quite a bit of time outside crawling on the rocks and just rolling this thing, being really rough with it, and it just didn't care. Probably shouldn't do that. You probably should make an indoor track or go somewhere, you know, more appropriate for it. Definitely don't go on a 1/10 scale track. You'll just look like a fool. Or you may conquer it. I don't know. I don't know your abilities and how good you are at crawling. I'm not honestly that good. I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. But I love the fact that it's truly RTR and just a really nice truck and good quality. And like I said, very minimal gripes. A lot of folks that don't really crawl that much probably won't even notice the gripes and probably just have fun with it, and that's what really matters in the end. But at the same time, I wanted to get better and work on it and improve things, right? That's one of my biggest things, is modifications and conversions and stuff like that. I really love to do. So I'm not the best at it. I'm not going to claim that I invented certain things and I've done it first, but I have a good time doing it and I try my best. So that's what matters, right? And so there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all your guys' subscriptions, likes, comments. It means the world to me. That's why I do giveaways. And trust me, on that note, I have integrity and I'm a man of my word. I can figure frauds out. A lot of times I just won't say anything about certain ones and certain people. I just, you know, bite my tongue. But trust me, I vet the folks that win. I vet them. I make them prove it. They don't need to prove it to no one else but to me. And I follow through, and I'm a man of my word. And someone fair and square won. That's all I'm going to say about that. A couple people try to make fraud accounts afterwards, saying that it was just made and this and that, and it was a fraud person. trying to pretend to be him and to send him, how do I contact you, and all that crap. None of that ever wins. Like, the name, everything, it's just a dead giveaway. And that just reflects on your poor character to even think of something like that, to even do something like that. Yes, there are tough times out there. Yes, there's people that have less. That's why I try to do my best to give back. But to be at that level just really breaks my heart. So I'm going to be fair, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to do my best to thank you guys for all the subscribers and commenters and everyone that really supports this channel. Thank you so much. To the other guys, I see you. I see you guys, trust me. It's not really worth my time and energy. I was really upset about it. Some of the comments I got, I just removed them. I don't have time for that in my life, especially when I'm trying to do good out here. So that's how I feel about that. This video is long enough. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every one of you guys. And please have an amazing new year. The channel passed 5 years. So we've, as far as I'm concerned, over 10,000, well, over 11,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views in 5 years for my channel. I thought no more than like two or three people would watch, like my family. I'm blown away. So I'm satisfied. I reached an amazing goals. I reached beyond my wildest dreams. And yes, I would love to expand more, but even if today it ended at this point, I'm grateful and happy with what I've accomplished. So thank you all. Have an amazing year. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.